Let's look at teamwork and leadership. So I believe this to be the most important area of the interview. This is where you share stories that reflect your leadership ability and collaboration strengths. And you do that so that they can truly see the value that you could bring to their business. First question here is, how do you prioritize when juggling multiple projects? We've answered this in the project management piece, but you want to talk about focusing on the highest priority issues. You'll want to work with key stakeholders to maybe look at the prioritization and see if it's still accurate. Maybe there's some low priority tasks which don't need to happen. Can you delegate some of these? So yeah, but let's look at question 12. Question 12, give me an example of how you work collaboratively with a team to achieve a goal. You might say, I led a team in developing a professional development program for teachers, which resulted in a significant increase in technology integration across classrooms. This required coordinating multiple stakeholders and leveraging individual strengths to meet objectives. Yeah, that would be a good example to give there. And I focused on this one because you want to highlight that you are a strong collaborator, a strong team member. The last thing they want to do is make the wrong hire infect the good team dynamics, the culture that they have. You want them to see that you are right in there and that you value collaboration. And if they don't, then again, are you really wanting to work there? So things to think about. And then be ready to answer some stories like, a time when you led a project, who was involved, how did you define the roles, manage communication, and keep the project on track from start to finish. I want you to go back to your coaching instrument, project management, and just take what you did there and write it in here. Okay, you've already done this. And then how do you evaluate a project's success after it's complete? Same dealio, go get it from your project management. And then, you want to talk about the metrics that, meet or exceed expectations. And I always like to throw in that I would always want to do a lessons learned after the project is complete so that we can continue to improve. Even if the project was a wild success, you want to take lessons learned from that so that the next one could also be a wild success or even more successful. And if there were bumps along the way, the lessons learned will help you reduce the likelihood of that happening in the future. And then how do you build trust and connection with your team across the organization?